Guess who got brands talking? Brandlive.co.za.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Love and Relationship. Today I have with me two good friends here today. I'm making them my friends today, and I believe in a short while they will introduce themselves. We will be speaking about relationship with siblings today. Like I said earlier, I believe that the beginning of relationship is how we relate with our siblings, with our parents, with our cousins, friends. I mean, the immediate family that you first met when you came into this world. It also determines how you relate with other people outside. Sometimes if you cannot trust your siblings or your parents, you may not be able to trust some other person outside. So we want to look at what are the challenges of relating with siblings, what are the things that we need to put right, I mean, what are the expectations. So I have with me here two good friends, and they have siblings to, talk about. They all have brothers, sisters. So I would like them to introduce themselves. I want to go to my first guest.
Hi everyone, thanks for having me, Pastor.
You're
My
welcome.
name is Jacques and I'm part of Bread of Life Foundation, and I study investment and corporate finance at WITS, and it's a double major. I also study management.
Okay.
Yeah, and I play soccer full-time as well.
Okay, you're welcome. And you have siblings too?
Yes, I have 4 siblings,
Okay.
3 brothers and 1 sister.
Wow, okay, so you have the story to tell us. And to my other guest here.
Hi, my name is Joyce Lopepe. I am the daughter of Stephen and Alpha Lopepe, who are the head ministers at Bread of Life Foundation. I am a content creator and a brand contributor. I'm 17 years old. I'm still in high school. I'm ready to talk about how my siblings
get
on my nerves
siblings?
and how much I love them. I have 4 other siblings. I have 2 sisters and 2 brothers.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome, Joyce, and welcome, Jack. Yeah. I want to start with, let me start with Jack first. The first question I want to ask is, how important is it to have a good relationship with your siblings?
I think it's very important because the relationship we have in our households, the relationship we have with our brothers and sisters and our parents shapes the way we see society and shapes the way we react to certain things outside. So I think if you have a bad relationship with the people you're around every day, then when you go out there, you will not know how to deal with the different emotions and the different people that come in when you go into the society.
That's interesting. And also to Joyce, what will you say to that question?
I think it's so important to the point where it determines your morals and your values. I think a lot of things that you choose to do, a lot of things you choose not to do, is obviously starts at home. And people always like kumbule kaya. Kumbule kaya means remember home. So you need to remember the things you went through. You need to remember your trials and your tribulations. But if all of that was wrong, and you didn't have the most pleasant experiences, you can take from that, because that builds your character and obviously shapes your roots and where you're going and who you choose to surround yourself with.
Okay, so it's important to have a good relationship with siblings.
Yes.
But practically, what if you have a difficult siblings? I mean, you have this one brother who will not want to get along. You even have siblings who compete with each other. Is
Right.
that really right? And before we started, we were talking about parents who like comparing their children. Why you're not as good as this one? And that can even stir up fights in a family.
Yeah.
Now the other one is jealous of the other one.
Right.
But I mean, is it right for siblings to compete? Is it right, Jack?
Well, it's right for them to compete if it's constructive. Let's say one of the siblings is in the top 10, and then it pushes you also to work harder and be in the top 10. But I feel like when parents compare, they kind of put down the other sibling and like lift up the other one. Now it creates that distance between the two. Like I was always in the top 10, like in primary school, and my older brother was not, because he didn't really enjoy school. He didn't take it seriously. Well, we didn't enjoy. All of us didn't enjoy it. But I just worked hard at it. Like, it's not like he was stupid or anything, but he just didn't enjoy school. But then the way my parents put it was as if like he wasn't doing what he should be doing, and they always put me like in the
That
example.
he should come and learn from you,
Yes.
that kind of scenario.
And I was his younger brother. So imagine they telling you become like your younger brother. So it created that distance and that anger between the two of us. But then as we grew up, we learned to accept each other. I think acceptance is one of the biggest parts in a relationship. Like accepting that we are different, we don't enjoy the same things, and then we should all accept that those differences and build on that in a constructive way and not like put down the other.
No, I really believe that siblings cannot be the same. They can't perform at the same rate.
Right.
One of the things I've discovered with my own children is to understand what are their strengths and their
their
weaknesses.
weaknesses,
What are their gifts and talents. Because I see this other person is good at this, and this one is not good at this, and this one is good at this. So, one may not be, all of them may not be educationally sound, being the first number one and all those things, So we need to, parents, I'm speaking to parents now, we need to identify the gifting in our children and stop comparing them so we don't stir up fights where there was no fight.
True.
They need to love themselves, work together, complement each other. And I will be speaking to you, Joyce.
Yes.
What do you think are the challenges in relating with siblings? I mean, generally, what are the challenges you could pick up?
I think it could be age difference.
Oh yeah,
It could
that's
be
also a challenge.
age difference could be a big thing because there was a point where one of my sisters, we were really, really close. I would speak to her about everything. She would speak to me about everything.
Yeah.
Then as I started getting older, I started, in a sense, drifting away from her.
Okay.
So she got
older.
older.
She was younger than you.
No,
Okay.
she's older than me.
Oh, she was older
and
than
I'm younger than her. But
Okay.
as she got older and I got older, it was kind of like, okay,
Yeah.
we're,
You guys now understand things in a different way.
in a different manner. So I was more of like the yes man, I guess, when I was younger. So I didn't really understand that I could, in a sense, have my own opinion and whatnot. But then as I got older, I was like, what, I actually don't like this, but I like this, whatever. But there still is a sense of understanding. Another challenge could also just be you listening to everybody else about your relationship with your sibling. Could be that as well. I think the different outside influences have a really big influence on the inside parts of what you're going through. Because if the core is not solid and strong, then it can be shaken just like by anything. So if I have a friend who's telling me, oh, but your brother's very disrespectful, he's rude, he's this and this, then I'm like,
Negative
oh wait,
comments, yeah.
I look at my brother a bit differently. There are a lot of different challenges, but I think that like you said, as parents, they need to be able to have a firm understanding of who my child is and what they like and what they don't like, and how, as a parent, I can contribute to that. That way, with each different sibling, they have a different relationship. I think we can see that. I don't know about you, but with certain things, I can only speak to my dad about because I feel that he's, in a sense, more knowledgeable about me to know where I'm going with it instead of like having to explain myself every other second. He kind of gets me. And some other things I would never tell my dad about and only tell my mom because I would feel that she would understand me in that sense. So it is about knowing yourself and who you are in that relationship, especially with the sibling. Like, are you the one that's more like more of the inferior in a sense and more of the superior? So yeah, it's all about understanding.
Okay. I really think understanding is very important. I think that, siblings should endeavor to understand themselves. Because you see, the issue of competing and the issue of not getting along has to do with, something you see in your brother or sister that you don't understand. For example, one sibling could be an introvert. And the other one is, what do you call it? Extrovert. Yeah. So you find out that this other one is always talking, and this one is wondering, what is it? The question was channeled to me and you answering it, and all that. But if they come to understand themselves, I think they can work with each other's strength and then do more. Because where this one doesn't want, where maybe they don't want to talk, they can send the other sibling who doesn't want to talk to go there, just listen, right? And the other one who talks when it's time to talk. So I believe this, and I want to say this. I believe that God made every family good. truly speaking, if you're listening to me out there and you are angry, you think you had a brother you shouldn't have had, you had a sister you shouldn't have had, I think you may be wrong. I believe that God made every family good because the Bible says everything He created was good. And remember, you did not choose where you want to be born. None of us choose. That's why I always see family as a platform that God has given you to manifest who you are, because you did not choose us. You did not choose your parents. You didn't choose your siblings. So if God had made it, then it was good. All we need to do is to try and understand ourselves. Try to listen to your siblings. Try to listen to your parents and hear their own side of the story and see if you can understand them and if you can work together. Friends, we will be going on a short break. Just stay right there. We will be back. Thank you.
In your face, all over the place. We're online 24/7. 24/7. You're listening to the hottest internet station.
Brand Live.
No doubt.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
Brandlife.co.za is thought leadership radio. It's a new way to communicate your brand, your value, and what we think about your industry. Be a leader, be a voice, and we will help you shape your industry. Our radio platform is for thought leaders who want to share insights, businesses who want to create value for their databases, organizations who want to control their message, for those that drive change. Make your brand come alive on brandlife.co.za, harnessing the power of talk radio.
Brandlive.co.za.
Welcome back to Love and Relationship. We are speaking about relationship with siblings. And I believe we've had tremendous contributions before now. Before we went on break, we had great contributions from our guests in the studio. And I would like to ask Iyak, what kind of relationship will you desire to build with your siblings? I mean, if given the platform, if everything is okay, what kind of relationship will you desire to have?
Personally, I feel like I would desire a relationship where there is communication. Because I grew up around many boys. There's only one girl. And boys struggle to communicate, to express their emotions to each other. I personally struggle to tell my brother how I'm feeling. Because, I don't know how they'll react. Because I grew up being the sensitive one in the family. And people, didn't really understand me. And I felt like they didn't understand me. Until, they learned to accept me. And I think I became more like them. I'm sensitive, but I don't really show it. So I would desire a relationship where I could talk to my brothers about how we're feeling, about where we're going. Because we resorted to having relationships where, we just crack jokes. But even if it's a serious topic, like someone maybe broke up with their girlfriend, he's heartbroken, but then you crack a joke and you make, you laugh about it. So I think that's how we learn to communicate with each other. It's not deep things, but it helps.
That's fine. I think communication relating from the heart is very important because you see, a lot of times I see that some people are more free with their friends than with their brothers and sisters. Like we were talking about extended family here. Some people learn more from their cousins, than from their brothers and sisters. They can even team up with their cousins against their brothers and sisters. We all grew up there. And, sometimes, especially the other cousin that is maybe the same age group or maybe a year or two older, they have a way of connecting together, But we are trying to say that it is also right for brothers and sisters to connect, for one to be free to share your problems, your issues with your brother and sister. And it starts right from the beginning. When you grow up, if you did not have that relationship, while you were growing up, it might be difficult to build that kind of relationship. So let me speak to you, Joyce. What kind of relationship will you expect to
I
have?
think one of very closeness. I think closeness to the
Okay.
point where, like, even if I'm having the worst day and I'm just upset that I lost a pen, I can be able to express that to any one of my siblings. I think one thing, not that I fault my parents on, but one thing I do envy, like looking at Jacques' family, is that they all grew up together. I wish I had that sense of, I always knew that we were growing up together. It was always a sense like we
I
were
don't
all at
understand.
different,
Grow up together,
like growing
uh,
like in this like same house, same pace,
Oh,
same
okay.
everything. Like I did grow up with all my
not
siblings
age
in
group.
this, not age group in a sense, but like all his cousins were all in one home.
Oh, okay,
And all of that,
extended
yeah,
family,
that
okay,
sense of
okay.
closeness, like it's a home when you walk in, you know.
Okay.
So when I remember when we were like in Zimbabwe, my dad was here in South Africa, so it was just like my mom and the siblings. We
Okay.
we didn't have family in Zimbabwe, but when we came here, it was more, oh, he's my brother, he's my sister, she's my aunt, she's my uncle. Then as I grew up, I understood that family wasn't bound by blood. It was bound by, if I love you, you're my family. If I care about you, you're my family. So I think in future, what I do desire for my siblings is that just that unconditional, wholeheartedly love. Like, I love you regardless of whether you just beat me on the head. I love you regardless of whether I'm irritated by you. If I need anything or you need anything, you should be able to know that regardless of what's going on around, I can pick up the phone, call Joyce and be like, you know what, I'm in an issue. I need money. Can you help me? So that's what I desire from my family. Yeah.
Wow, that's closeness, oneness,
Yeah.
togetherness.
Yeah.
You know, it's very important. You know, I remember how my mom used to do all she could to make sure that we unite together as a family. I come from a family of 4. I have 2 girls, 2 sisters, and one brother. Sorry. So my mom did everything to make sure we together, we work together as one. And I saw that it really had a positive impact in our lives. So there are some moments I remember we shared, and some moments, you know, pleasant moments, unpleasant moments. But before we wrap up this segment, I would like you, Yak, to tell us what's one of the pleasant moments you have had with your siblings. I mean,
All right. It wasn't really with my siblings only.
Okay.
Like she said, I have a huge family. Because my grandfather had 5 wives and then 26 kids.
are you
So the
serious?
grandchildren are like 107. So
Wow, that's
Yeah.
big, you know.
Yeah.
But that has its own challenges, and
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
everything has. I mean,
because I think it was 3-4 years ago, we were at our new house. We just moved in, and it was holidays. So
Okay.
our cousins from Congo came, and I think about 20 something in the house. Some people had to sleep in the lounge on the floor, and I think my favorite memory was when we had to eat, and all the girls were making pap, and then you could see that big pot there. And everyone just wanted to eat, but maybe it wasn't enough all the time because there were too many boys also. There were maybe 5 girls. So I think that's the best memory I had with my family.
okay, so it was like more of a family feast.
Yes. Yeah.
And togetherness. Okay, so Joyce, what's your story?
I think my favorite moment, I came back from school. I just had an inter-high, so that was athletics I ran. And my brother also had his athletics match. So we all came home and we were all sitting down and having dinner. And then as we sat down, the lights went off. So we were in the dark and we were running for candles. So we were all running. So we all got candles. And then my dad's like, yeah, we're all sitting and eating. He's like, but we can't see our food. He's like, I don't care. We're all going to sit down and we're all going to eat. And we did. And that day, no one was caring whether it was electricity or not. No one was on their phone. We're all just sharing. You know, my dad was like, how was your match? We're all sharing. My sister took videos of my brother running. So we were all passing it around. And you were making fun of the way he runs. They were making fun of the way I ran. And we just sat and we just spoke. It was just a sense of no judgment. And we just spoke until 9:30. My mom's like, you guys know there's school tomorrow? And we're like, oh yeah, we have school tomorrow. And so then we obviously all went back to sleep. But that night I slept so content knowing that we had a family conversation around. There was no lights. It was just food, drinks. And we just sat and just spoke. And that was really, really important to me.
Okay, viewers, we will go on a short break and we will be back. Those are interesting stories. And then After the break, I will be joined with a new guest here, and they will share their pleasant moments and unpleasant moments. Stay right there. Thank you.
The Dramatic Talk with myself, Ndon E Ndon, bringing you insightful conversations on the Convo Corner, your latest celebrity news on Dramatainment, and your latest fashion news on Fashion Fade.
This is Bongari.
And myself, Rose Rataha, bringing you your latest news and sports updates.
Every Wednesdays, 2 to 3 p.m. Only on www.brandlife.co.za.
The station with the best music. Best music.
I love the music.
Best music.
brandlife.co.za.
Lunatic, 'cause I do what I want, and I get what I want when I want it. You know life can be so ordinary. Boy meets girl, they said, oh, make a baby.
brandlife.co.za.
Welcome back to Love and Relationship. Today I'm here with my kids. I'm here with Faith and Goodwill. And then Faith is the firstborn. I would like them to talk about themselves. Faith, how old are you?
I'm 10 years old.
Okay, where do you school?
I school at Esperanza Primary School.
Esperanza. And then Goodwill, how old are you?
I'm 8 years old.
Where do you school?
Esperanza Primary School.
Okay. Let me start with Faith. Faith, what is your most pleasant moment with your brother? Remember, we're talking about relationship with siblings. That's the only brother you have. What's your most pleasant moment with your brother?
Well, I don't have a specifically pleasant moment, but I have what I feel about it.
Okay.
I feel that my brother is very caring.
Okay.
He's very caring for me.
Okay.
Like, if it's my birthday, he'll give me cards or a gift or anything like that. Or when I'm angry or sad, he'll try to comfort me.
Wow, that's nice. That's nice. So he's a good brother, after all. That's good. And what's the time that he kind of gets on your nerves a little bit? Do you have any unpleasant moments where?
I don't really have, but I'll try and when he annoys me and he wouldn't care to listen to what I have to say, but I must listen to him. So it will be annoying, and I'll start shouting and screaming, and he'll be like, stop it, and gonna go running around, and then he's gonna be angry, then I'm gonna be angry, and we're gonna separate for a while, then he's gonna say, okay, sorry, then I'm gonna say, okay. But sometimes I'm still angry, so I wouldn't care to say anything, and I'll just ignore him.
But he always likes saying, I'm sorry.
Yes.
I think he says, I'm sorry first, more than you. So you have to learn how to say I'm sorry too first. So Goodwill, what's your most pleasant moment with your sister?
Like the most pleasant moment was I was inside and then I came outside and she riding her roller skates. So she didn't actually know how to ride. So then she asked me to help her by her holding onto my shoulders. So then we ride around, but then I wanted to get something inside. So then she said I must wait, but then I didn't hear, so then I came back, then she fell down the roller skates, and then we laughed.
Okay, so you were her handle while she was training on this roller skates,
Yeah.
and then when you remembered you needed to get something, so you left. Now she fell from the... That's a funny one. And is there any time that she makes you unhappy or...
When she shouts at me and asks her to listen to me and to listen to her and she's always rude to me.
When she's rude to you and when she shouts to you. You know, it's a common thing. I think this is one of the things about siblings. This one wants this one to listen to him or her. This one wants this one to listen. So they always have this issue of listening. And I think that's where some of them prefer their friends to their brothers or sisters because they're looking for somebody who will listen to them. So, viewers, please, I want to ask that you listen to your brother or your sister, your siblings, and you also, try and communicate in a way that your siblings can listen. Because I see that sometimes when we know people, we take them for granted. The way you talk to your siblings is not the way you talk to your friend. If you talk to your siblings the way you talk to your friend, I think, people can listen. So this show was about relationship with siblings. And I want to believe that we've been able to establish that siblings are very important. So please try and build a good relationship with your siblings.